We're back.
Hey.
Founder Chad, we were on a hiatus.
Yes.
I don't know if we've even done one all year long.
I don't know if we have. Well, we
You
might
might
do
want
it
to.
again.
You might want to let that pup free because then she's gonna disrupt our whole episode. It's a leap year, leap day, right? February 29th today. We've got Peach in the office. Redondo Peach, at Redondo Peach on IG. Huh. She's getting a lot bigger.
She's got like 10 followers.
Hey,
She's getting
there you
up
go.
there. More than I
We'll
got.
put her on the reels now. Maybe she'll get some more followers. Man, what a crazy, I'll say 6 weeks. It's been about 5 or 6 crazy weeks, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'll just do the quick and dirty version.
The 2024 rundown.
The 2024 rundown here on Leap Day. I would say about 6 weeks ago, I was on X, Twitter X. It's just scrolling, that's my place where I hang out.
Yeah.
And Marcus Lemones, who is the prophet, chairman of the Beyond Overstock Company and Camping World guy, put out a thing, contest, and he said $10,000 for the best ideas for the Beyond logo.
Yeah.
With no context, right? And so with no research, you're thinking Bed Bath and Beyond.
Yes.
But didn't that company go under?
Yes,
right?
completely.
And
yeah.
so, after digging a little bit, people were asking about Overstock, like Overstock bought them and then the whole thing went under. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, or what are you exactly rebranding?
Yeah, exactly.
And so it turns out it was for Beyond, which is a holding company. And in fact, it's a public company that has a separate, what do you call it? An exchange symbol, whatever.
Yeah, it's a publicly traded company.
Yeah,
it's
it's completely different.
Symbol, everything.
And so
Mm-hmm.
I figured it was a weekend, and I said, might as well throw some ideas in there and see what happens.
Well, and the stuff that was up there already was kind of
stuff was not good.
Was not good.
No.
So it was pretty much like, well, do we go in there and clean up a little bit?
And the only reason I did it is, well, I guess it's twofold. One is because stuff was so bad that I figured our stuff would stand out at least a little bit.
Yeah.
The other thing is because I've been following this guy for like 10 years, and we talked about, pitching the profit for years.
Yeah. Used to watch his show all the time.
Yeah, because there was a day, back in the day when we weren't doing startups, and we were kind of like tackling that whole small business.
Yes.
Small business market, right?
Yes.
And we were passionate about it, and
yeah,
Marcus would flip businesses.
Yeah.
Right on the show.
And we get excited too. We start. I remember back in the Folsom office.
Yep.
We just went on this thing where we did branding for like 3 or 4 small businesses.
That's
just
right.
Real quick and
yeah.
Try to pitch them and
yeah. Never worked out. But
never.
Never worked out when the first question was how much.
How much. Or they just didn't appreciate it, or like, what is this? Or, you're like,
didn't appreciate it.
Didn't even understand what we were doing.
And so that was the other reason why, just as a fan, right?
Yeah.
Like, man, I've been watching this guy for forever. You say, what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
So, long story short, we won, and it turned into, one thing turned into the next. Next thing I know, he's calling me and asking me a bunch of questions about just more ideas. What do you think about this or that? I need to do this by February 20th is what he said.
Uh-huh.
And by this, he meant relaunch the whole thing. There's an earnings call on the 20th, and we want a new website. Do you guys do websites? Yes, we do.
Just so happens.
Yeah, so it just so happens that's exactly what we do.
Yeah.
And so, and we'll put links to it here. There's a Fast Company article that came out about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we posted a little bit about it. And then we just wrote a whole case study around what we did for those 30 days or whatever. But I mean, they jumped on a jet the day after we met them
Yeah.
over a video call, and they were here in our office for about half a day. I mean, literally the next day. And so that's how fast things sort of progressed. And I think they appreciated the fact that we moved quickly.
Yeah.
We were
could
ready to
hustle.
go when they showed up. We had already fleshed out quite a few ideas that we pitched them, and
Yeah.
they loved, and
Yeah.
kind of ran with it after that.
Mm-hmm.
And so we did launch the beyond.com on February 20th. There's a new brand there, and then it's been, thing after thing after thing. We're going to do babies and baby and beyond, and kids and beyond, and college living, and backyard.com, and
Yeah.
kindness.com. And so it's just like a never ending
Yeah.
thing, and now it's like, man, had my ego gotten in the way of not, participating,
Yeah.
which is where I was on the fence about, which is, why would I do this?
Yeah.
I'm not a logo designer,
Right.
I'm not,
Right.
I'm not going to enter this contest. We get paid for this.
Yeah.
This is what.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Even just entering contests is like,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And so, but it's nice when it pays off. And
yes.
you win.
Yes.
And it wasn't about the 10,000, because, it's way more than we could ever have thought, right?
Yeah.
With all this other stuff.
Yeah.
And it's been a great experience, man. It's been
And they're
it's
a great
been-
client, honestly. Like, just a great team.
yeah.
They're totally open to ideas. They are great to work with. Great attitude.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I couldn't be happier working with them.
No, I totally agree. And having Marcus on speed dial is kind of nice, because
Yes.
it does move things a lot quicker
Yes.
when he's signing off on stuff. And it also, it opens the door for more opportunities to do other things or pitch other things. And
Yeah.
so it's nice. And in fact, it's a good segue, because I did text him this morning about a new AI tool that we're advising on.
Mhm.
You want to tell everybody about SegMind? This would be a good opportunity to segue into this
to segue.
AI portion of this chat, because
Yes.
this tool is really awesome and cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So, so we actually started working with Cascade, which is built on SegMind. We can tell you more about Cascade as well. But essentially, what SegMind has done is they've created a sort of a toolbox of AI generative other tools. It's like all these sort of different things that
Models
models they call
Yeah.
them, right?
and LLMs, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so there's just this whole toolbox of stuff. But what makes it unique is that you can string these models together.
Yeah.
So you can basically tell it, hey, have ChatGPT write something about this topic that I give it, then take that and then turn it into images using Stable Diffusion.
Yeah.
And then from those, do something else with it, and then do something else with it. So you can chain together these different models to sort of
And
work
it's a
through
visual
flow.
workflow.
Yes, it works like you would sort of think of a workflow. Like here's this model, and then you draw an arrow, to attach it to the next model,
Yeah.
and to the next model, and it all just starts to like work in this flow.
Yep.
And so it's really powerful in the fact that you can really have control over these parameters. And so you're able to do things that, from what we can tell, aren't possible yet in standard tools on their own.
Yeah.
So, and it's really fascinating. So we've seen some really amazing demos of things you can do.
Yeah. I think my favorite, and again, because I'm just thinking of practicality or uses outside of just a novelty. And so we're talking again about Beyond, for example.
Yeah.
You can imagine they've got bedbathandbeyond.com,
Yes.
overstock.com, which probably together wouldn't shock me if there was 1 million products between those two sites, right? When it's all said and done.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the products on their site, thousands of them are shot on a white background. Right?
Yeah, and they're not even. I mean, the imagery for a lot of these things, because they're an online retailer, is provided by the manufacturer.
Right.
So the manufacturer is just, they just shot a picture of it in their warehouse or wherever they've made it, and that's it.
Right.
And that's just a product, like you said, on
Yeah,
white,
on white.
and that's it.
And the model example or the workflow example that they showed us this morning was them stringing a product sample shot on white and then stringing it together with a prompt, right?
Yes. Well, the first model was to delete the background.
That's what it was. Delete the background.
Yep.
First model. Second model was add it into an environment, right?
Yes.
Where you can basically like a prompt.
Yeah.
It essentially is a prompt. You tell it what you want to see. Right?
Yeah. I put it in a hallway or in a home, in an
Mhm.
interior home. Yes.
And then the tool just generates the image
Yes.
using AI, and it looks
Right.
real.
Right. And then from there you can say, okay, upscale it, crop it, expand it this way, that way, whatever you want, export it,
Right.
and it's done.
And so the issue right now is, even for us when we're using Midjourney, is we can only generate unique images.
Yes.
You can't upload a product and
No.
tell it place this product on whatever. It just doesn't do that. That's not what it's
And it will, or if it does it, it can't do it in a predictable way.
correct.
Whereas with this, we can say, oh heavens, hi Peach, I'm talking about you, right? With this tool, you can literally go in and say, switch out the product, keep the background the same. You can say, he showed, we're seeing demos with, you can have a person wearing a specific dress or clothing, change the background, change the model. So it's all independent, which is sort of where where we feel like that's sort of the niche that hasn't been sort of solved for yet, which is taking these AI tools and really building a business around them, something that professionals can use. Because up until now, for really being honest, and we've used these tools, we've used Midjourney for commercial applications.
Yeah.
But it's only worked in that respect because we've sort of set the parameters to win on that. And that is that we're really sort of replacing generic stock photography.
Yeah.
If we wanted something more specific, we would have hit a wall really quick.
Yeah.
And so there's a fine line where Midjourney becomes impractical or unusable in a commercial setting.
Right.
Whereas this, I think, solves that. This gives you back the control, but also has you also have the benefit of this experimentation.
Right. But I think for me, what gets me excited is back to the e-commerce example.
Yeah.
Is now imagine if you have a database of 1,000 products or 10,000 products, and they're all shot the same way.
Mm-hmm.
With very little work, you can have all those products placed into an environment that makes sense for that product, and you can train the model to do that. If it's a bedroom piece, put it in a bedroom. If it's a kitchen piece, put it in a kitchen.
Yeah.
So it doesn't require a lot of manual intervention at all.
No.
In fact, these guys said they can create a workflow that automates it.
Yes.
Does it on the fly. Batch it. Yeah. So imagine even Shopify, right?
Yeah.
I just uploaded this mug or whatever this thing is, right? This product to my Shopify store, but I don't need to worry about using a mock-up tool or placing it on, somewhere, or photoshopping, which is what most people do, right? How many thousands of products, millions, are on Amazon where you just see this cheesy photoshopped product in a bedroom or in a living room,
right? And you're like, it's not even close to being accurate.
But they put it because it has to show it in use.
Yes,
right?
you have to see context.
Context, exactly.
Yeah.
And AI can do that instantly,
Yeah.
pretty much. And
Right.
that's going to be a norm, before you know it. And so
Yeah.
I think these guys are leading the charge there by providing that solution. And I think if they can go either create third-party plugins on their own or partnerships with some of these platforms, I think they're going to be onto something. And that's just scratching the surface. Like you said, their models, they're infinite.
Yeah.
So there's libraries of
But yeah.
it's a tool essentially that you basically, as the engineer or as the creator, really it's up to you, right, to come up with a use case for it. Like it's just so robust.
Yeah. I mean, it really is a toolbox.
Yeah.
So, if anything, we've been talking to him and saying, it's not what you can do. Or it's not what you do. It's what you decide not to do. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like there's almost too much there to play
Yeah.
with that you have to almost be like, okay, just because we have these over here
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
mean we should be using them,
Right. Right.
primarily. So
And you mentioned Cascade.
yes,
That Cascade is running on SegMind,
it is.
right?
Right.
And so tell us about Cascade. We just finished putting them through our accelerator.
Yes. So yeah, so Cascade is built on top of that, on top of SegMind. Their thing is stock photography. So they've been able to tweak the models so that they produce variations of images very quickly. And so we've been helping them sort of position themselves into a stock photography business case, so that what we found is that a lot of the times, even again, these image generation things, they're very generalized, right? I can do one image or two images, great. But what we're looking for is an entire library of images that work together. And so with Cascade, that the idea is that it sort of takes the place. It would take the place of stock photography. It would be just as fast, but it would offer sort of infinite variations plus some additional collaboration tools to sort of make it
Yeah.
easier to use as a team.
And for context, when they approached us, that's not what they were.
No,
Right.
they were.
They were playing the generative AI game. Right?
Yes, they
It's
just were sort of
generalist.
like visuals there for fun,
Yeah.
And again, like there's a difference between the tools now. They're very hobby focused.
Yeah.
We were talking about one. We should do an example. Let's do a theme song, shall we?
Yeah, we'll do it live, and then
We'll do a
throw
theme
it up.
song for
Is it Sona or Suna? Suno.
Suno, Suno. All right. So if you go to suno.ai, this has been our weakness.
You got your pro account there?
I do.
All right.
Okay, let me fire it up.
This will be our show and tell. But back to Cascade while you pull that up.
Yeah.
So imagine now. I mean, again, we're an agency. We've used stock for forever, right?
Mhm.
And so now we've pivoted away from that as much as we can and use Midjourney, right, to generate images. But we're still doing them one at a time, and we're
Mhm.
still sort of beheld to render time and all that, even though it's gotten way better and faster. But we're still waiting, right? It takes minutes to get one, iterate until we get what we want. But not a library. It's really one at a time type of deal.
Mhm.
With Cascade, we've designed it in a way that it is the experience of a stock site.
Yes.
So there's a giant search bar
Yep.
when you get there, and you just type in what you're looking for, like you would on the stock site. So show me a barista, a female barista smiling, whatever. So you can imagine what kind of garbage you'd get on stock sites, right? Well, Cascade, if somebody's previously generated that image,
Mhm.
it will go into the library and pull up
Yes.
instantly
Instantly.
a set of images that have already been generated. And if you're not particularly happy with any of those, then it just generates
Your
new
own.
ones,
Yeah.
your own on the fly.
Yeah.
And it has all the same features of a stock site. So you can create collections, you can share them before you download them,
Yeah.
etc.
Yeah.
Right?
We're going to have approval tools and all sorts of goodies.
Did you pull it up? So Suno AI, we just had a couple of birthdays. Shout out to Noah for
Yes.
inspiring this. 5 years
He's
old,
on- yeah, it
and
was
then I
his
did
fault.
one for my daughter Anissa, who's not 5. who turned 23.
You did one?
Of course I did
Oh
one.
shoot!
And I sent it to her, and she I think
What
she
did
said
she-
it was a banger.
yes.
Yeah, it was great.
Yes.
Kind of messed up my day my morning that day.
Oh shoot!
All right, so what are we gonna make here?
All right, so I've got one queued up here. It's a theme song for a podcast called Founders Chat.
Okay.
All right, hosted by Charlie and Nathan from Sightbox. We talk about startups, tech, news, and stuff.
Okay.
All right, so I got two versions of this song.
All right.
First one's called
play it to the mic.
Yeah, so here we go. Crank it up.
That was kind of lame.
Hold on. Oh, it's Founders Chat. All right, so you get the
That
idea.
was kind of lame.
That one's a little weird. All right, let's try the next one.
And you could tell the style you want and everything, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, Founders Chat. We're gonna chat and innovate. Founders Chat. Join the conversation. It's not too late. All right. So it does the lyrics
Yeah.
and the song and the.
It's Johnny and Nathan, bringing you the latest in startup fashion. We're here to shine, no time for rest, sharing news and tech with the very best. Welcome to Founders Chat, let's dive right in. Talking about startups and the places they've been. Keeping it real with a touch of fun. With Charlie and Nathan, the guy that makes you all number one.
There you go.
I mean, you can get. I mean, it's a prompt, so you can get as
Yeah, you can get
go
nutty as you
deep
want.
Yeah.
You can get as cheesy as you want.
Yeah.
And it created that just as I sat here
Yeah.
on my,
See.
what do you got?
Grass is changing like your fire turning fly. Hey, heart, you're the best friend I never knew needed. And Jason, you're my rock, my king, I'm never leaving.
Oh, stop it.
Colder than any, my furry BFFs all day. We running wild, catching frisbees and play. We got the rhythm, the flow, we're on top. Hip hop in our veins, never gonna stop. So let the beat drop, it's time to celebrate. We're dancing all night, it's never too late. Happy birthday anytime, you're the queen of the day.
Queen of the day. That's
Yeah.
good.
Family will love, it's never gonna fade away.
Right. That's
Dang.
a banger, bro.
Bro, it's just getting good.
Yeah. So that's fun.
Total fun.
And then it wasn't Sora. Another one came out this morning, but the guys from Segmind had their own model. They
Yes.
showed us with the
Yeah, there's
what was
a thing
it? A
on-
voice to
voice to no, music to video or something.
yeah. It took a still and a
Yes.
song,
And
and
a
that's
song.
it.
That's it. And it.
Animated it.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild.
Yeah. And so we're sitting here going, okay, so we're gonna write the song, and then we're gonna have some fake avatar sing it and perform it,
Yep.
and then we're gonna get a robot to go on tour. So
Yeah.
it's all gonna be done.
Well, I mean, and again, like, there's already fake Instagram models
Yes.
making money, right?
Which is crazy.
Which is crazy. And those are stills.
Yeah.
Because again, someone used a model like Segmind
Yeah.
and was able to generate more endless content with the same face,
Right.
which is essentially what you create a fake persona, a bunch of creeps follow it, and then before long it's got a million followers and you can monetize it. But now you'll be able to put that face potentially on video,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mhm.
Before, within months, I'm sure. right? And then you'll be able to have synthetic voice.
Yeah.
So then you'll be able, these models, these fake models, will be able to just say whatever they want.
Yeah. I mean, think about this. Even this, I was thinking about this tool too. Like, you could just basically be like, yo, Spotify, be like, imagine being like, yo, here's my mood. Write me some music for it. You know what I mean? And it could be like a radio station
Yeah.
just based on what you're.
It's like
you're
that
feeling.
Spotify DJ that's
Yes.
that AI that's there,
Yeah.
but it's just curating.
Just curating. But imagine making one.
It's gonna do that.
Yeah. Like, what do you
Yeah.
want a song about? I don't know. Who do you want?
Oh, hey, but it's the thing is, it's gonna learn your style, right,
Yeah.
over time.
Yeah. Do you want Ariana Grande to sing that, or Mariah? Which one?
Or how about none?
Or another? Yeah. You want a better one? Like, we'll make one up.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's gonna be indistinguishable from real life,
Yeah.
and so there's gonna be all kinds of hits that
Yeah.
AI writes.
Yeah.
And you're like, who's the artist? I don't know.
Right. And you know what's so crazy about this stuff is that, because I showed my dad this stuff, and he's like, his first question was, well, can it write the score? And I was like, no,
Not yet.
not yet. But it doesn't know what it's writing. Like, it doesn't know what key that's in. It's not writing it that way. It's the same thing with these video things and these images. And that's what's so crazy about it, is for us to, if you were to ask us, like, to generate a song, what do we do? Well, we have to write the lyrics first, right?
Yeah.
In that case, right? But then we'd have to sit down and go, okay, well, we're going to have to look at it. You need rhythm, you need rhythm, some chords, some leads, some vocals, and you piece it together that way. Like, that's
Yeah.
how we do it. But AI is not thinking of it that way. Like, it just sees a pattern and, like, finds a pattern and repeats it. And so, Pete, you make a horrible co-host. You are just not
You can go lick the mic
the mic cord.
controller.
But it's just crazy because it's jumping past that. Even that Sora stuff, which is
Yeah.
crazy, is the fact that it's not rendering the way we think of rendering, like a video game does,
Right.
or like even like Hollywood does, where they create the 3D model
Mm-hmm.
and then they use
Yeah.
they camera around it or
No,
whatever.
it's not doing
It's
that.
not even doing that. It's literally drawing every frame, but somehow interpreting it like,
But you'll be able to train it with 3D models. That's the crazy
yeah,
part.
yeah. But
Right?
it's so much more efficient. That's what's crazy.
Yeah.
Even like this thing creating this song, dude. That's essentially doing what, like, say, Logic Pro would have done.
Mm-hmm.
But I guarantee you, it's doing it at like a tenth of the compute power.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Because it's not layering 20 tracks
No.
and then EQing
It's
it.
creating the sound wave.
The illusion.
Yeah. in
Right?
Real time.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
creating the sound wave.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes to create the sound wave is,
Yeah.
so it's
Because these models don't know or care that that's a human voice, and that's
No.
a bass, and that's a drum.
they don't know.
It
yeah.
just hears the wave.
Yeah.
The way it sounds.
You can hear. You can do classical music with
Yeah.
this thing.
It reproduces it.
It'll replicate an entire orchestra.
Yeah.
40 people, 40
Yeah.
different instruments. Doesn't care.
No.
Doesn't care.
Just here's the end product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goes, oh, I can make what a symphony should sound like.
That's right.
So this is, I mean, then they talk about, the black box of
Yeah.
AI and stuff. This is where it is going to get kind of weird, because at some point it is just going to start writing itself, you
Yeah.
know,
It
We're gonna-
definitely will.
and we're going to be like, well, how do we tweak it?